AWS Global Infrastructure. You must know the following terms to understand the global infrastructure: AWS Regions, AWS Availability Zones, AWS Data Centers, and AWS Edge Locations, also called the points of presence. AWS Regions. AWS regions are separate geographic areas that AWS uses to house its infrastructure. These are distributed around the world so that the customers can choose a region closest to them in order to host their cloud infrastructure or say servers there. So, the closer your region is to you, the better it is, so that you can reduce network latency as much as possible for your end users. AWS has regions all around the world. A region contains a cluster of data centers. Every service is not available in every region. Prices vary from region to region. AWS Availability Zones. An AWS Availability Zone or AZ is the logical building block that makes up an AWS region. There are currently 69 availability zones. Each region has multiple availability zones. Usually, there are 3 availability zones in each region, 2 being the minimum and 6 being the maximum. Each AZ has one or more discrete data centers. They are isolated from each other so that disaster recovery is possible. As you can see here, this is the AWS region, US East 1. So there are 3 availability zones here, 1A, 1B and 1C. As I already said, 2 is the minimum and 6 is the maximum number of regions AWS region can have. AWS Edge Locations. Edge location is used to cache copies of content for faster delivery to users at any location. There are 216 points of presence spread across various countries. The benefit of edge location is lower latency. There are two types of services: global services and region scope services. AWS provides a lot of services, and these services are either global, regional, or specific to the availability zone and cannot be accessed outside. Most of the AWS managed services are regional based services. The example of AWS regional services are AWS EC2, Lambda, and Elastic Beanstalk. The examples of AWS global services are IAM, Identity and Access Management, and Route 53. In the Management console, here you can see all the regions and select that which is close to you. For instance, if I select IAM and see the column here, it says global because it is a global service, and we do not need to select a region for IAM. Let's consider some other services like EC2. So here you can select the region. There is a web page called Global Infrastructure. Here, if you click on AWS Regional Services, you can easily see which services are present in which region. For example, if I select Mumbai region, the following services are present in this region.